eternal city. I have seen the end of days, and years.
Hi guys, Lewted host here. Wow, I just realized that I went into the wrong tab and that's why my sound problems were going on. So I actually fixed my Attila problem my sound problem right now. Okay, that's pretty good. Pretty good. I wasn't expecting to fix the problem. I thought I had to roll back my driver, but I guess not. All I had to do was fix my microphone and that was it. Which would make sense, I guess. I don't know why I didn't do that earlier. I don't know if I'm loud enough, but I think I am based on this. If I'm not, I'll just go back and fix this. So with that out of the way, I was actually expecting the problem to continue, but I guess it won't. So let's go right into the stream. Hi guys, Luho's here with another dank stream. I have so many replays because I haven't been streaming for a long time because of the audio issue, but with it out of the way, I should be able to now. I still can't get onto Rome 2, and that's not with the audio because I can do it off stream. I can get onto Shogun 2 off stream, but not Rome 2. I got two more victories today, including a decisive victory, which I'll show first. I got the Gore Drenched achievement, which is kill 1 million enemies, if I'm correct. And my guide is still up. It's very successful, and so I'm very happy about that. So let's get right into the stream. I can't remember the last time I streamed. I was ranting about Rome 2 and Windows 10. So now I just solved one of my issues, but I still have to solve that one. Apparently, it isn't a DX issue, but it's a issue with the drivers, which would explain why Shogun 2 wasn't working, but then did work after. It's still not working if I press the play button on Steam, but it will work if I press the icon on my desktop. So this is, like I said, was a battle that I got this morning. It was like a few hours ago. I can't remember when I got it, but it was a few hours ago.
My brothers in arms, look to each other. Mark the man at your side. Fight with him. Guard his flank. Protect his rear. Work together, and we shall double our strength in battle. Fight as one, and we shall be victorious. Ah!
Now, there's something that I did not get to address. I'm just gonna pause the game here. Something I didn't get to address in the guide. I did make a small mistake, but people might not know this. I said in the Norse, in like the DLC packs, that each DLC pack brings a problem to the Romans. What I actually meant was that each DLC pack bring like the Langobards, the Viking forefathers, the what was the other one? The Celts. Those bring problems to the Western Roman Empire. The Eastern Roman Empire still has options like to deal with them, but they still have problems fighting those factions. The Eastern Roman Empire does, however, have problems when they're going up against the desert factions, because they have certain things that the Eastern Roman Empire can't counter, but the Western Roman Empire can counter such things. Like for example, the Baltha defenders. Those are like tanky axe, the not tanky, defensive axe infantry. You know, the Eastern Roman Empire can't really counter that, like, with the exception of the Hitara guards, which themselves can be countered by them. Like, in a prolonged fight, I've found that the Hitara guards aren't that good against single-handed axe units in shield wall. Anyway, but the Western Roman Empire has Armageddon Defensores, and they also have a bunch of options to deal with that. Even Herculani Seniors are pretty good against them. For the Slavs really counter the Huns, but not so much the White Huns. Okay, so with that out of the way, now I can continue. So like I said, I got this replay a bit earlier today. Basically, it was me playing as the White Huns versus my opponent who was playing as the Tanukids. He had 6 slingers, a bunch of pikes. I can't even remember how much he had. Now, I did not see these Tanukid ambushes, but I had a feeling that he'd have Tanukid ambushes somewhere. Unfortunately, Spedexine archers don't have the best line of sight. He brought his Kushite mounted Shatilai to bear against my Spedexine archers. At first thought about this, because I was trying to see if there's anything in this forest part. I was also trying to see if there's anything over here, like infantry-wise, just in case. But at first, when I saw these Kushite mounted Shatilai coming over, my first instinct was to bring over a unit of Noble Step Cataphracts, but this was probably a bad idea, just using one to charge these two, because obviously this unit would lose, but although they do a lot of damage. So I'm trying to find these 2 units, because I have a feeling that there are units in this area. I still can't see them, however. I did my best not to move too closely to these Kushite mounted Shatilai. I think the biggest reason why he was in this forest is because in this forest, shock cavalry have a hard time. Because their charge bonuses, of course, taken away partially. So now he has 2 Kushite mounted Shatilai here, and I mean these guys are good sword cav. 20 armor piercing, 20 base, that's good against the Eastern Roman Empire. He was moving around, and I had a feeling he would move around his cavalry just to see if he can catch these guys. I moved them back just in case, and obviously now seeing this replay, it's a good idea. A good thing I did. I brought this unit of Noble Step Cataphracts over here just in case he did have any isolated units of Tanukid ambushers. Now, I want to just pause it again. See, when I was looking here, I saw 2 Kushite Shatilai, but I didn't see these rebellion militia. I thought these were also Kushite mounted Shatilai. I wasn't paying attention to that. I was just paying attention to over here. He actually brought a very defensive Tanukid build. And I think that kind of doomed him, especially against the White Huns in a land battle. The White Huns can bring Kingless Kandas, And I had this in mind when I was making my army build, that there was a good chance he'd bring Tanukid pikes. Kingless Kandas do lose to Kushite Shatilai, obviously because of their attack and armor piercing, but they themselves lose to Chosen War warriors, which is good. Now I will admit I did have my cavalry a bit too far from my infantry, and if I had them just a bit farther, I would have probably lost the upcoming engagement. So over here, I'm still looking. I didn't see his general, and I thought his general was like back here somewhere. But his general was right here, and his general did play a pivotal role in this battle, but as you're going to see, it was probably a big mistake he made. See, this build could have worked if he had pushed up. Because if he had pushed up, my Kingless Condas would have had to have stayed in the middle, my Chosen New Era warriors would have had to go on the flanks, his Kushite mounted Shuttlite could have defeated my Chosen New Era warriors, my Steppe Spearmen probably would have fended them off, but still, like, there are so many options with this army. The Rebellion Militia could just push back or act as meat shields for these precursor-wielding Exionite spears. So it was around this point that he decides to charge into my cavalry. And I'm still trying to figure out how the attack versus cavalry works in this game. Apparently these guys do not have the tower shield, but it looks like it. It's close to it, actually. It looks like it, but it isn't it. See, these guys do have the tower shield. And it, you can tell the tower shield not by looking at the armor, but looking at the melee defense. It gives, sorry. Yeah, there we go. It gives no shield value. Yeah, it gives no shield defense. But still, it gives 50 armor, so in melee, that's pretty good.
We've revealed their deception. Hidden troops.
I got some precursor damage off. I activated... Now, there was a YouTube video about this. I have to, like, chargers have the cavalry counter tactics. Cavalry counter tactics ability. This allows them to destroy cavalry completely. Now, a problem with it is I don't know if it just boosts attack or if it just boosts attack and weapon damage. Because there's a good chance, based on what I saw here, that it does boost only attack. Like, there's a good chance. Because these guys don't have a great melee defense, but they also don't have the best of health. So, over here, the engagement starts. I'm using these Sped Exile archers to fire into the backs of these Tanukic ambushers. Most of them are actually going to the Kushite Mounted Shuttlite, which didn't make sense. Now, he made a mistake here. The Tanukic ambushers, I mean, even though they're pretty good on the charge, have like virtually no armor. Like 8 armor is not high enough. These Kingless Condas have much more armor, and they don't have the best of stats. Had he charged into these guys, I think he would have had a much better outcome. Wait, do these guys fire on the roof? Yeah, they do. Oh, I didn't know that. Good to know. So yeah, they get smashed from behind, sorry. I'm trying to make sure that there's no more surprise attacks by bringing up this unit of Noble Steppe Cataphracts, because I wasn't too sure myself. He made these guys exhausted, which was a mistake on his part. He allows my Chosen New Era warriors to get a charge into his Tanukic ambushers, and like I said, these guys don't have the armor. They don't even have the health to stand up to them.
Enemy units have rallied and returned to the battle.
And so yeah, they just got destroyed. It was a bad move on his part because I was still close enough that my infantry could support. And I think that was very pivotal at this point. I saw this unit come back from the field. I decided to chase it down, but it did go back into the forest and I couldn't see it. At the time, I wasn't sure if there was anything more here.
Ambushing us.
But basically, I came out a lot better than I anticipated. I actually thought that would go out a lot worse for me, but it went really well. Mainly because of micro mistakes and just a lot of mistakes in general. By this point, he should have actually been pushing up. He does have 6 hurlers, and that's very dangerous against these lightly armored spear units. And he still has 2 naked pikes. Like, this should have been a combined attack, because then my UR warriors probably wouldn't have been able to support. Neither would my King Los Condos, but they were able to. Again, just a big mistake on his part. So with that out of the way, I did bring back this unit of Spagzine archers and brought this one over. This unit, none of them actually lost any men, so that's pretty good. I was trying to use my Spagzine archers at range, but then when the battle started, I realized that I couldn't do that. So I'm going to fast forward because I don't think anything else important happened. So I didn't see this unit of Mavia's bodyguard. If I did, I probably would have been more cautious and tried to engage in that range. I think that's one of the biggest things about land battles. You have to know your surroundings, and he did. He was very cautious with his setup. Like, he was very cautious with his placement, but at the end of the day, he still messed up a fair amount. So I did see this unit of Kushite Mountain Shutterlight. I wanted to snipe it, but unfortunately it was too late. Like, they didn't even fire back. I put on precision shot, but it was too late. And then I saw these units of rebellion militia. I thought they were Kushite Shuttlei. Again, I wasn't looking. I was trying to micro over here too because I was trying to plan my attack. Basically, my plan was to tie down the center of the Tanukid pikes, but somehow break their lines so they'd be spaced out. Then use my war warriors to deal with the Kushite Shuttlei, while being able to rear charge them with either this unit of Noble Step Cataphracts or the Spagzine archers. Still, I didn't see this general's unit, so I was being very careful. Because you never know. Like, I had this unit here because I wanted to, you know, be able to stop any more attacks and be able to spot them before they could get to my lines, but again, I couldn't see it. I did make a small mistake right here. I was trying to go in front of these hurlers, not actually charge to this one. But then I saw an opportunity. He did break his line right here, so that's another mistake. I still didn't see this general's unit right here. So by the time I charged in, I think it was a bit too late. By this point, when I saw the general, I knew I had to push up. So when I saw this general's unit, I knew what I had to do. Take it out as quickly as possible. And I did that. He was, however, able to retreat the general at the last second before I could actually tie it down. So he does break his lines though, in order to do that. I noticed this unit of hurlers was able to get at me, so what I did was I charged it. He uses his general to charge back. I should have got the charge off, but I didn't. He decides to recharge into this unit of Spedexine archers. I knew I was going to lose it, but I wanted to get my Heftolite charges in. I got them in. He's hitting the back of his own general unit. I activate, I think I activated cavalry counter tactics a bit late. I did get the general.
Excellent.
By this point, he's doomed. Like, these units, like the Tanukid pikes, I don't think they have 43 morale, not bad. But losing your general, like when you haven't even begun the main fight, it's just devastating. And these hurlers don't have the best of morale. The Tanukid pikes, I think they are disciplined. Yeah, they are. So it didn't matter. But these hurlers aren't. I couldn't get this unit of Heftolite charges out in time. I think they do come back though. I'm going to lose this unit of Spedexine archers as well. I was able to throw my precursors into this unit of hurlers. I noticed a huge gap in his army, so I decided to take advantage of it. I decided to push up as well because I knew I had to be the one that was being offensive at this point. Remember that the Huns, the nomadic tribes in general have the best early game, and the Tanukids, and I'm going to have to do update the guide and put these guys in it. I haven't done the desert factions yet, but the Tanukids have a good early game as well. They're very hyper when it comes to the early game, but these Tanukid pikes are more of a mid to late game thing. Like the Tanukid pikes are more for like keeping your opponent at bay, and they have good shock cavalry to decimate their opponent early on. Luckily, these hurlers were able to shoot on the side that isn't shielded. He decides to use these hurlers on my flanks. Not a good idea, especially considering the fact that his center is in real trouble now that my King Glass condos are coming in. He still has Kushite Shodolai, and I know this, and that's why I have my Uar warriors slightly behind. There's a huge gap right here, and I take advantage of it by using my Spedexine archers to deal with these hurlers. I switched to Whistling Shot to get rid of them. I know that these Tanukid pikes have a good missile block chance, so I also take advantage of that. The armor actually isn't that bad, which would explain why my spearmen had a hard time dealing with them. This unit of Kushite Shodolai is going to rout these Spedexine archers. I use this unit of Spedexine archers to go to the flanks of this unit of Tanukid pikes. And I got good value out of these Spedexine archers, which I mean you usually do, but yeah, it was pretty good in this battle. did make a small mistake here. I probably should not have charged into these pikes with a low armored unit. Because yeah, that happens. And because of that, they were able to actually stay a bit longer than they should have.
The men have thrown down their weapons and are fleeing!
So I decided to tie down this unit of Kushite Shuttlite with the Kingless Condos, even though I knew they'd lose, because it just allows me to use my chosen who are warriors on these units of pikes, if like it was possible, of course. He decides to use a unit of Tanuki pikes to hit the rear of my Kingless Condos, which is a bad idea.
The men are running! Stand and fight, damn you!
He decides to use another unit to take down this unit of Kingless Condos again, which is a bad idea.
Units have been discovered! Our unit has used all its ammunition!
So these guys do get hit in the rear, and that's game over for them. And this is also another nice part in the battle. His Kushite Shuttlite are ripping up my Kingless Condos, but he didn't brace properly, and because he didn't have a unit of pikes supporting this engagement here, what I was able to do was get a very clean charge on their flank. The Kushite Shuttlite, the mounted Kushite Shuttlite from before comes back. And yeah, these hurlers were doing a lot of damage. Wasn't too happy about that. Again, I thought these were mounted Kushite Shuttlite, but when I looked at them at the last second, they weren't.
Keep him alive!
And yeah, that's pretty much it.
The men are broken and running for their lives!
So I was pretty happy about that battle. And so now that we have that out of the way, now I can finally upload my my Eastern Roman Empire military victory cinematic.
Can you not find the courage to join the war? The monsters we fight may yet... The Emperor...
I offer this because I hear.
The day of reckoning has come. And when he opened the seventh seal, there was silence. Let them bathe in the warmth of the sun, for they are the faithful, the righteous, the strong. These words are true, as God is my witness. It is done.
Look pretty good. Basically, I think all of them are the same, except like the music and probably the skins. But it's not bad. Campaign-wise, I've done like a bunch of campaigns now. I have my Allen's campaign going on, my Western Roman Empire campaign. Right now I'm in quite a pickle. The Eastern Roman Empire have almost been completely destroyed. But we are doing fine. We did defeat the Huns pretty quickly and without too much problems. We didn't actually have to fight them, that's the thing. Like, we didn't have to go in an actual battle and fight them, which I'm really happy about. The Kingdom of Rome, I've hit a roadblock. I'm trying to be a separatist. I kind of did the edgy, very hard type where I instantly became a separatist, which I shouldn't have done, but I did anyway. You know what's funny? Now that I think of it, I could actually go back to this campaign. If I'm correct, and then just get a separatist victory there, and then call it a day.
We hunger for battle.
Because I did get the victory objectives. It's probably too late at this point. That's fine. I'll just go back into replays and then end the stream. So of course, like I said, I've been doing like a lot of battles. Had close calls in some of them. In the battle before that, it was really easy. The guy just charged all of his units into one of mine, and it was like a Desert Spirit unit too. And that was pretty much it. Yeah, that's the one I just showed. This was the one. Oh yeah, this one I was playing as the Tunicans. This one was a pretty good one. Playing as the Franks here, wasn't too bad. Let's go for this one. We played 2 games. He beat me in 1. I beat him in 1. I mean, the second one we played, he used the Burgundians and then just brought 5 Lancers. But this one was really interesting because of what he brought.
I see nothing in front of us but putrid peasants and crusty old maids. I want them dead within the hour. Do you hear? Show no mercy. Give no quarter. Death to all who stand in our way.
So he basically brought 2 Herculeani Senores, 2 Armigeri Defensores, 3 Comitatenses Spears. Which I was actually surprised, but just slightly surprised because of what he was going up against. And 3 Equites Promoti, 2 on this flank, 1 on that flank, and then a Comes. I brought 2 Germanic Archers, 2 Gothic Warband, 3 Gothic Palatina Defectors, knowing what I was going up against. 2 Germanic Spearmen, again knowing what I was going up against. And a Gothic General. The Gothic General could have, like, I didn't have to bring the Gothic General, but I just thought it would be a good idea. So I thought he was actually going to try to run up for the hill, but I would have been able to intercept his right flank anyway if he tried. Basically, the second he the second he got stationary, he went right into defensive testudo, which would make sense. These Comitatenses Spears don't have 50 missile block chance, and then, but these Armigeri Defensores have a missile block chance of 95 when they're in mobile testudo, and these guys have 100.
broken and are fleeing! Our men have given up and are running for their lives!
So around this point, I actually lost my general. Well, I didn't. My general didn't die, but I did lose him, which was unfortunate. But I was able to bring up my Gothic Warband, use them in another unit.
Enemy unit, the men have thrown down their weapons and are fleeing! Their general is dead! A lethal blow!
Yeah, and their general died. This is actually nail-bitingly close, but I barely won. Very, very close. I'm actually going to stop the stream early, save up for tomorrow because I'm going to stream again tomorrow. I have today and tomorrow off work, so thanks guys so much for watching, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. I expect more streams to come because the audio issue's been solved, but Rome 2 is still not playable, and I'll update you guys tomorrow. Bye guys.